Yo, what is going on, everyone? GuidingLight here, back with another God of War guide. And in this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how it is that you can go ahead and get the Purified Crystalline. So if you've been trying to upgrade some of your gears and armor all the way to the max, you may have noticed that you need like 20 to 40 Purified Crystalline for pretty much every upgrade once you get to level 8 or 9. Now, the game never really shows you the specific way to go about getting Purified Crystalline, but you may have noticed that you've been picking up the unpurified crystals by breaking these yellow rocks, which are all located in the crater. So anytime that you're in the crater location, and I believe in the jungle as well, if you see these yellow crystals, you want to throw your spear at them and then actually shatter them. They will begin to drop the crystalline fragments, but you can't do anything with the fragments. You have to purify them first, and then you will be able to actually use them to upgrade armor and weapons. So you may not actually know how to do this. I'm going to show you guys exactly where you need to go to actually purify these crystals. So all of the unpurified crystals that you may or may not have been picking up throughout the storyline should already be in your inventory. Now, when you go to this location, it will also drop a really, really good set of gear as well. So if you don't have the gear or the purified crystals yet, you want to go to this location. I'll show you guys exactly what needs to be done. Now, it's really not too hard to do. All you'll do is fast travel to the crater at the beginning, and you're going to see these chains on the left side. You can go ahead and climb up these chains right away. Now, if for some reason you don't have these chains unlocked, it's just because you have not completed the favor yet. So you will need to complete the Scent of Survival favor in order to unlock this area. Now, all you'll have to do is simply come into this area, and it's called the Wishing Well. If it's not on your map, it's right next to this Mystic Gateway here, and this is where you're going to want to go to actually begin purifying your crystals. Now, I ended up getting a insane amount of crystals out of this because I had been stacking all of them up the entire game. I had been collecting those yellow fragments everywhere I saw them, but never actually went and purified them. So you may be in the same boat as me, have all your armor at like level 8 and wondering how it is you're going to go ahead and get it to level 9 because it's not really explained very well, in my opinion, in the storyline. So if you come here to the Wishing Well, you will begin to throw the unpurified crystals in the water. Now, depending on everything that's in your inventory, not only is it going to drop the crystals, but it will drop this really, really good set of gear, which will greatly reduce damage taking while using a runic attack or relic. Now, this armor can be used pretty much anywhere, but against the Valkyries and the final boss fight, the King, I believe that this armor would be really, really good. If you go back and watch my guides on how to beat those bosses, you'll know that all I was doing in order to beat those bosses was basically just farming my runic abilities. So this armor would have actually made it a little bit easier to do that. So on top of the purified crystals, you will also get a ability on your chains. And then depending on how much stuff you've unlocked in the game, you should see the purified crystalline pop up at the very, very end on the bottom right corner of the screen. Now, once I cashed this in, I ended up getting over 1,000 purified crystalline. I really wasn't expecting that though. I was only really expecting maybe to get like a couple hundred, but I actually ended up getting over 1,000 of it. And the only reason for that is because every time I saw one of those yellow rocks, I would go ahead and break it open. And I'd suggest you do the same. Anytime you see those yellow rocks, you want to break them open and pick up those unpurified crystals because this is how you're going to be able to get your gear all the way to the max level. And I'll show you guys what I mean in just a minute. Once I go back to the forge, I'm going to max out my gear and show you guys how I managed to do it. So just take a look at the bottom right of my screen. You're going to notice the drops start to come through. At first, I just had Asgardian Ingot, but if you take another look, you'll see the Purified Crystalline drop 1,100 and then also 357,000 hack silver. So that just depends on how much you have in your inventory before coming here. So anytime you want to purify those crystals, or if you run out, just come back to the Wishing Well and repeat this process, and it will give you the purified crystals so that you can upgrade your gear. So now if we come back to the forge, you should have most of the materials needed to finally get the trophy to max out a single piece of armor. Now, I've been trying to do this for a while, and the reason for this is because I just never had those purified crystals. So if you guys were in the same boat as me, that's probably why. Now you'll be able to go back into the forge, and we're going to max out the GuidingLight armor set because this is the one that I've been trying to max out since pretty much the beginning of the game so that I could get this trophy. Now, keep in mind, you can get this trophy by maxing out any set of gear, but it just has to be the same name. So if you don't want to do the GuidingLight set, you could always do like the Darkdale set or the Dragon set or the Berserker set. It doesn't really matter. But regardless, you will need these purified crystals for most of the gear once you get to level 9. So we're very quickly going to go back into our gauntlets now that we have these materials. We'll upgrade our gauntlets and our legs because our chest was already maxed. And that should be it, guys. So hopefully this helps you guys out, not only to get the purified crystalline, but to finally get that trophy called Ready for Commitment. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.